I've explained the daytime, but for the creation by Hyperion to make sense, we must understand what a day's length is to our minds. God chose this span of time to be the amount of time he physically causes the sunlight to express. That's why it seems mystical, but is far more like lighting a room with fire and parabolic mirrors than you'd think if you haven't studied my words. So the rate was set to the timings that allow the specifically human experience of chance by light and darkness to progress with anything. It's because of what thinking is, not what creation has to be. But it serves what creation is more in the chance by darkness. Here's where it gets strange again after seeming banal. The stars moving are the progressive chance by darkness, that is, to see heaven, like I did. There might be other ways and times to do it, but it implies that it has been hidden intentionally or causally. Consider again the Great Flood. Something may have been removed the way the Bifrost is described to have fallen. It was the bridge that I recreated. What does that mean? Frequency towers, probably. Built of stone and controlled by beings of great evil who spread their influence of thought into the most potent of God's frequencies. Which Pleiades still holds. So likely 7 points of Earth were centers of control by tapping into nodes in the way stars are nodes, or where these towers of frequency control would be. And this is the way creation physically communicates, or how the individuated creations of God can be seen separately in a single medium, the electromagnetic spectrum itself occasioning all sound frequencies within it. The stars are emanating a sacred part of it that holds a concentration of the energy of God. So all of the spectrum I'm referring to would be there without the stars, which is important for you to understand they keep things ordered only. Or return to Hyperion dwelling Adam. A man that size, and at that time naming all of God's creatures, would be easily able to reference the stars, which carry not random, but suggestive shapes. I'll show you how I know it is so. We could look more at the astrology or think about Adam's eyes at night during his first roll. However, consider where I saw heaven appear, near Big Dipper. Is that coincidence? Big Dipper's shape is not aligned easily to any animal I can think of right now or remember anyone ever saying that it does, but it looks like technology, not like I'm using a saucepan. Why is that important? Because God planned man's experience, the knowledge of how to cook soup over a fire in an iron pot, the key to heaven on earth today or at the dawn of time.